Have you ever stared at your phone for several minutes, wanting to send 3 simple words? I love you. You typed them, you looked at them, and then you deleted the message. Or maybe you've stood in front of someone you care about, knowing exactly how you felt, yet somehow the words refused to come out.
I love you.
The strange thing is,
You're the best.
your love was real. The feelings were real. Only the words stayed trapped inside. If you've ever experienced this, you may have wondered, why is something so simple so difficult for me? Psychologically, this behavior is far more common than most people realize, and surprisingly, it usually has very little to do with how deeply you love someone. In fact, many people who struggle the most to say I love you are often the ones who feel love the deepest, because sometimes the strongest emotions become the hardest to express. Most people assume that saying I love you is easy. If you feel it, you simply say it. But the human mind isn't always that simple. For some people, those 3 words carry enormous emotional weight. They aren't just words. They represent trust, vulnerability, acceptance, and the possibility of rejection. The moment you say them, you're opening a part of yourself that cannot be taken back. You're allowing someone to see a place you've spent years protecting. That's why your heart races, your mind hesitates, and your voice becomes quiet. Not because your love is weak, but because it matters so much. Psychologists often describe this through the idea of emotional vulnerability. In simple words, your brain sees emotional openness as a form of risk.
Fooki!
Just as your body naturally protects itself from physical pain, your mind also tries to protect itself from emotional pain. Without you even realizing it, your brain begins asking silent questions.
Your mind and heart are
What if they
connected.
don't feel the
They talk to
same?
each other? Yes. Your thoughts
What if
affect
this
your
changes
feelings. So I
everything?
can change how I feel? Exactly.
What
That's
if
the
I
power of your
lose
mind.
them? Those questions happen so quickly that they feel automatic. Before the words ever reach your lips, your brain has already imagined every possible outcome.
It's so warm and
And sometimes, staying silent feels safer than taking that chance. But there's another layer here, one that most people never notice. Because this habit usually doesn't begin in adulthood. It often begins much earlier.
for me.
Many people grow up in homes where love wasn't spoken very often.
Take it.
Parents worked hard. They provided. They protected. They sacrificed. But they rarely said the words. Instead, love was shown through actions. A warm meal after school.
Dinner's ready,
Fixing a
sweetie.
broken bicycle.
Wow, it smells so good.
Checking if you
Mom's the
arrived
best
home
cook.
safely.
We love having you here.
Standing beside
our
you when
family
life
dinners.
became
Me
difficult.
too, buddy.
Without realizing it, your young mind began learning an important lesson. Love isn't something you say. Love is something you do.
You're doing great, buddy.
That lesson stays with many people for years,
The picnic.
sometimes for an entire lifetime.
These are the moments.
Now, see if you recognize yourself in any of these patterns. You may not relate to all of them, but if you've ever struggled to say, I love you, chances are at least one of these will feel very familiar. The first pattern is that you show love by helping. When someone you care about needs you, you're always there. You'll drive across town. You'll remember birthdays. You'll notice when they're tired before anyone else does. You'll quietly solve their problems without expecting anything in return. Helping others is your way of saying, I love you. even if the words never leave your mouth. The second pattern is that writing feels much easier than speaking. You can write a heartfelt message, a letter, a birthday card, even a simple text. The feelings flow naturally. But the moment you're standing face to face with the person, your heart beats faster, your mind goes blank, and somehow the words disappear. The third pattern is that you almost never say it first. You wait. Not because you don't care enough, but because being the first to open your heart feels frightening. So you quietly hope the other person will say it before you do. Not because you need permission to love, but because you need reassurance that your heart will be safe. The fourth pattern often happens after the moment has already passed. You go home. You lie awake in bed. And suddenly, every perfect sentence appears. You replay the conversation again and again. You imagine everything you wish you had said. You realize the words were always there. They simply arrived too late. And finally, there's one last pattern that quietly connects them all. Your love was never missing. Your voice simply wasn't the place where your love lived. It lived in your actions, in remembering the little things, in checking whether someone got home safely, in noticing when someone wasn't okay, in sacrificing your own comfort so someone else could smile.
Your love has always been speaking.
Just in a different language. And that's something many people misunderstand. Because our world often measures love by words. But psychology reminds us that people express love in different ways. Some speak it, some write it, some show it through quiet acts of kindness. None of those forms are less real. They're simply different. So if you've spent years believing there was something wrong with you because saying I love you felt difficult, I want you to remember this. You are not cold. You are not emotionally distant. And you are certainly not broken. You simply learned to protect your heart before you learned how to open it. The beautiful part is, patterns can change.
This light in my
Not
hand
overnight,
is my vibe.
but one small moment at a
Attracts my
time.
tribe.
One honest
Time
sentence.
for you too.
One brave conversation. One message you finally decide not to delete. Because the people who matter most rarely expect perfect words. They simply want to know what's already in your heart. Maybe today isn't the day you say those 3 words. And that's okay. But perhaps today can be the day you stop believing that your silence means you love less. Because it doesn't. In many cases, it means you love so deeply that your heart learned to protect itself
Wow, this sunrise
before
is
it
incredible.
learned to speak.
It feels like the whole day is full of
And maybe,
possibilities.
just
So
maybe,
beautiful.
the next time those words reach your lips, you'll let them stay there long enough to be heard.